What is up, people? My name is Dom. We're here to talk about some unusual option activity. I'm here to teach you. I'm here to share some trades. I'm here to talk about some trades I did. And we had a banger of a day today, as usual. Not getting cocky, but staying confident. You know, got to be confident with the trades you're putting on. You got to know what you're doing, be confident, but at the same time, know when to cut your losses and know when you're getting too cocky, because this market is going haywire. It's up every day, and you know, there's some days where it's going to be there's some days where it's going to pull back, and you know, that's your time to buy. And that's why we're buying options at the high. I'm not trying to plow into stock right now. It's too risky, in my opinion. So, you know, I'm just buying options at the high. We had another banger of a day today, and let's just keep it going. Keep it going every day. Profit from unusual option activity. So yesterday I gave you a trade, L Brands. They were buying first, disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. And yeah, trade smart. Every investment carries risk, especially with options. Know what you're doing. And yeah, this is, you know, just my opinion here. So, you know, you got to do your own due diligence. This is for educational purposes only. Bang! There we go. Get that out of the way. All right, so I gave you a trade yesterday, L Brands, and this one this one opened down about 4%, so it gave you guys an excellent time to get in. I filmed the last video after the close. Obviously, you can't trade options after the close. I got in these calls yesterday right before the close. So if you followed this trade, you were able to get in this morning when the stock was down about 4%. And the stock rallied back to only closing down 10 cents. I think it was down $2 or so at the open. So I hope you guys got in on that. You got to get in. You know, don't be afraid to get in when things are down. That's when you want to buy in. So yeah, that trade would have worked out well for you. I'm down a little bit. I'm holding these calls. They're all the way out in January 2022. I'm holding these ones. And then we had another trade yesterday. The ticker symbol for that one was VLDR. And this one had a great day today. I think it opened at about $15 today. The high was about $17.11. So yeah, I didn't sell it that high. Stock came in a little bit towards the end of the day. If you haven't bought in yet, you know, it was a good buying opportunity towards the end of the day, but I'm going to hold these December 18th, 12.5 calls for VLDR into next week, probably be in them, depends on how the stock moves up. You know, I'm always looking for a double or so, and then I'll start thinking about taking some profits off the table. So yeah, we'll be in these calls into next week. Still holding those VLDR LiDAR company calls. And some trades I want to give you today are, let's start with CVS. So somebody came in and bought about 2,000 of these January 70 calls for CVS. So quite a bit of time for these to work out. I like this trade here. CVS is kind of moving towards a more digital structure here, moving away from, you know, this regular pharmacies, especially now that Amazon is moving in with their pill pack or whatever the heck they call that company that they bought. So yeah, I like this trade a lot. You know, somebody came in, put 900 grand down. So, you know, I went in on this one. We're in on this one, and, you know, just started a small position in this one. Maybe expecting a pullback into Monday, especially if you don't get any, you know, clarity on stimulus over the weekend. You know, I'm going to add to this position if it goes down. I like these calls a lot. If I were to go with a brick and mortar pharmacy, CVS would probably be it. And chart looks strong. You know, came up from it was about 55, came up to about 70, all within, man, like a couple weeks. And now it's sitting at 74. So I like these odds here. I think it could get through that February high, January high of about 76. And yeah, it's just in motion from there. I bought just a call with this one. Sometimes I'll do a vertical spread, which is For instance, you buy the January 70 call and then sell a higher strike against that. So for instance, you would buy the 70 call and sell the 80 call. Same month, so buy the January 70 call, sell the January 80 call, and it kind of limits your time decay there because you're long one option, which is losing value, but then you're short another option, which you're taking in value. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. But yeah, with this one, I just bought a straight call. So I'm taking on the time decay head on. The vertical spread, the 70-80, which what I just described, that kind of limits your time decay. You still have some sort of time decay, but it definitely is not as intense because you're buying a call and then selling a higher strike against it. So, you know, you're losing on time decay with that 70 call, but then you're taking in money from time decay on that 80 call because you sold it. So you're taking in money. I tend to do vertical spreads with options that are like, if there's unusual option activity and it's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks out, I'll do a vertical call spread. Some people call it a bull vertical spread. I just call it a spread. Some people call it a debit spread because you're paying out premium, you're buying the debit spread. So yeah, I'm in those calls. As I said, I just bought the straight call, January 70 call. I'm in those ones. Keep an eye on that one. I like the odds with that one. And if it have a little pullback on Monday, I'll be definitely adding to that position because I like those calls and it was a pretty substantial order. Next one here, man, there's a lot of ones to choose here. Probably the next one I like is Uber. There was a lot of buying in Uber today. People are buying the March 55 calls, June 65 calls. Some people were buying December 18th calls, 55 calls for December 18th. A whole heck of a lot of buying. People are extremely bullish. Some people are even buying December 18th 59 calls. A lot of the March 55 calls though. I am not, full disclaimer, I'm not in these calls yet. The stock was up about 4.5% today. Uber has just been on a tear, absolute tear. Stock has gone from like 36 to now it's at almost 55. November 3rd, it was about 36. So I like this trade a lot. I like Uber for the long term. You know, they could be getting into autonomous driving and all that type of stuff. I like these calls, although I'd like to see Uber come in a little bit. Not sure if I'm going to get that opportunity. May just have to jump in or let it pass. And sometimes that's what you have to do. You know, you can't go chasing after something like this. I like the stock a lot. I've been looking at it for a while, just haven't pulled the trigger and not about to chase it here. See if we got time for squeeze in one more here. Next was Micron. Now this one has been on a tear as well, and people are buying. Last 4 days, people have been buying religiously in this. They're buying the January 77.5 calls, April 77.5 calls. Somebody placed about a $5 million trade for those January 77.5 calls. I was in these calls for the past 4 days, and I participated in that huge rally. We can take a look at the chart here. I'm gonna get some technology going too, so I can show the chart on the screen, so you guys don't have to, look around. You guys can follow exactly what I'm doing. This is only the second video, so thanks for tuning in. We're gonna get the technology going, but back to Micron. So yeah, this stock has been on an absolute tear. Went from about 63 to about 74. Rode that one up, sold it at the close today, a little bit before the close. Even though people were buying in it, I was like, man, I gotta take some of this profit off the table. If Micron pulls back Monday, you bet I'm definitely gonna be buying these calls, depending on how much it pulls back. So yeah, I mean, I would jump in these calls now, but I just sold out of them and I took some profit. Nothing wrong with taking a profit. Always, if you want to take a profit, if some feel like something's getting overextended, trust your instinct, especially once you get trading for a little while and you kind of know your way around the game. I've made a lot of good trades just based on my instinct. So yeah, learn to listen to that. And especially once you get going, you kind of know how things flow, how things go usually. In my opinion, I think Micron needs to take a break. Sold out of my calls today, and I'm looking to get back in on Monday if stock opens down. So yeah, those are the 3 trades. I'm in CVS. Those January 70 calls, bought those today. Looking at Micron, that's one to keep on your guys' radar. Stock has been on a tear. If it pulls back, I'm buying in those calls. I'll probably get the April 75 calls, honestly. Maybe even the 80 calls. Probably the 75 calls for April 16th. And the other trade we talked about was Uber. Same deal with that one. I'd like to see that one pull back. Huge amount of buying today. I mean, off the charts. People are putting down $1 million, 1.2 million, 800 grand, but I don't want to go chasing it here. Just my discipline. So, never punish yourself for being disciplined, and never punish yourself for taking a profit. You got to ring the register sometimes. Nothing wrong with that. All right. So yeah, those are the trades. And be sure to like, subscribe, share this video with someone who likes trading. If you have questions, feel free to leave them below. I will definitely get to them, and I'll help you guys out wherever you can. Keep bringing you trades, and follow unusual option activity, trade smarter. Cheers.